The rise of Kylian Mbappe, future Ballon d'Or winner. It's 2017, and a youthful AS Monaco side is up against Manchester City in the second leg, arguably the competition's favorite for that year. The French club are already 5-3 down on aggregate and face an impossible job as they welcome the Manchester club at home. Still, there's hope, with one name on everyone's lips: Kylian Mbappe. Virtually unknown a year prior, the French winger opens the scoring for the French municipal team. Then the floodgates open, and Monaco win the match 3-1 and go through on away goals. It was on this night that Mbappe introduced himself to the world. But how did he become so good overnight? In this video, we'll tell you his story and explore his prospects of being a future Ballon d'Or winner. But before we dive into this topic, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more football topics. Early career. Mbappe grew up on Bondy, a Parisian suburb, where he had to remain determined and utilize his immense talent and exceptional focus to overcome obstacles. Despite his humble background, the French Cameroonian was fortunate enough to receive guidance from his parents, particularly in the matters relating to sports, with his mother, Faiza, being a handball player and his father, Wilfred, working as a football coach and agent. Their guidance seemingly paid off, as at the age of 6, Mbappe joined his local football club. AS Bondy, during that time, Cristiano Ronaldo was his footballing idol, and this admiration for the five-time Ballon d'Or winner was not just casual, as evidenced by a widely circulating photo of 14-year-old Mbappe lying in his Bondy home surrounded by images of Ronaldo covering nearly every inch of his bedroom walls. It was clear from early on that Mbappe was inspired by the Portuguese's work ethic and resolve, as former AS Bondy coach Tonio Riccardi told Goal. "We played a cup game against a neighboring team. It was a derby, so the atmosphere was intense. We were trailing 1-0 at halftime, and in the dressing room we were very upset. Kylian just said, 'Don't worry, I'll get the ball and I'll score.' We went back on the pitch, he got the ball, he ran all over the pitch, dribbled every opponent, and he scored." Mbappe's footballing ability was evident from a young age. With his obvious potential to reach the top, he drew attention with Parisian football, which earned him an invitation to the famous French national football center at Clairefontaine, and attracted interest from several top European clubs. He could have easily signed with a club like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, or Chelsea. A story recently emerged about Mbappe's trial at the West London club, where the young starlet impressed with his football skills, but Chelsea was unimpressed with his work rate of the ball. They asked him to return for another trial to evaluate his attitude, but Mbappe's mother issued a now or never ultimatum, saying, "No, we won't come again. Tell them he won't come back. If you want to sign him, you sign him now. In 5 years' time, you will come back for him for £50 million. Chelsea ultimately passed on signing him. Despite all the interest, the forward chose Monaco, where he quickly proved himself at levels beyond his years. As his former French teammate Issa Diop explained, "The first time I met him was during a game between Toulouse and Monaco, a game in the under-19 category when he was only 16 years old. My first feeling when I met him was just to ask myself, who is this phenomenon? That year, he started the season with the under-19 team. In the first 5 games of the season, he scored 5 doubles. He then went up to Monaco's second team, and then the first team in the space of a few weeks." Issa Diop continues by saying that even then he was fast, even though he has gotten faster still since then, and he was very young, so was not as physically complete as he is today, but he already scored a lot of goals and was still faster than all the other players when dribbling and over the first few yards. Everyone could already see that he was going to be a great player. And Issa Diop wasn't wrong. He saw the vision. At just 16 years and 347 days old, Kylian Mbappe surpassed Thierry Henry's club record for youngest player when he made his senior debut as a substitute for Monaco against Caen on December 2nd, 2015. Mbappe's impressive performances earned him a spot on France's under-19 team for the 2016 European Championship, where he helped lead the team to victory with 5 goals, including a match-winning double in the semi-final against Germany. From that moment on, Mbappe's desire to win everything that he could was painfully obvious. Champions League breakthrough. Fast forward 2 years and Mbappe was ready to introduce himself to the world. Monaco faced a tough road to the group stage, and their journey seemed to end in July when they lost 2-1 to Fernanbach in Istanbul during their third qualifying round. With the first-choice goalkeeper out and his replacement injured early in the game, an 18-year-old Loic Baldassel stepped in. Despite the challenges, they won the second leg 3-1, with Jermaine scoring twice. Monaco advanced to the group stage after beating Villarreal in the playoffs and were grouped with the Tottenham Hotspur, Bayer Leverkusen, and CSKA Moscow. Even though they were in a tough group, Monaco won their first group game against Spurs 2-1 at Wembley, with goals from Bernardo Silva and Thomas Lemar. They then secured draws against Leverkusen and CSKA before beating the latter 3-0 at the Stade Louis II and Spurs 2-1, again to win the group and eliminate the Premier League opponents. Although AS Monaco had made it past the Champions League group stages, no one ever thought that they'd make it past the knockout stages. I guess no one knew just how good their French talisman was. As a result, Monaco's last 16 tie against Manchester City, managed by Pep Guardiola, was a truly memorable encounter. Despite losing 5-3 in a thrilling first leg in England, where Mbappe scored on his first European start, Monaco won the second leg 3-1 at home to progress on away goals. The unlikely hero was Timke Bakayoko, who scored a late header to swing the tie in Monaco's favor. Monaco advanced to the semi-finals of the competition for the first time since 2004 after defeating Dortmund. However, they lost 2-0 to Juventus in the semi-final first leg and were unable to overcome the deficit in the return match in Turin, lost 2-1 despite a goal from Mbappe. Nonetheless, their journey of 16 matches over 9 months was unforgettable. Despite not making the final, they won the Ligue 1 title in sensational fashion, scoring 107 goals and finishing 8 points ahead of PSG. The season is notable for Mbappe's rise to prominence. He played limited minutes in the first half of the campaign, but turned 18 in December 2016 and shone in the months that followed, scoring 15 league goals and 6 in the Champions League, all in the knockout stages. He was named in UEFA's Champions League Team of the Season and became the second youngest French scorer in the tournament's history, behind only Karim Benzema. Mbappe has since become the youngest player to score 10 or more goals in the Champions League. Big money move. In 2017, Mbappe had surpassed Monaco, and his ambitions grew beyond the team's small stadium and secondary status. He returned to Paris and signed with PSG for an initial €145 million fee, which could rise to €180 million. The transfer would have broken the world record for a footballer had Neymar not arrived at Parc des Princes for €222 million this same summer. This was only the start of Paris Saint-Germain project, with the goal to win the most illustrious prize in the club football, the UEFA Champions League. It was for this reason that the Parisian club has enlisted the help of Mbappe after his triumphs in the season prior. World Cup success. Despite making a splash in the transfer market, Mbappe's impact on the world stage was even greater. After winning the Ligue 1 title with Monaco and PSG, he joined the French national team for the 2018 World Cup. At just 19 years old, he won Zinedine Zidane's iconic number 10 shirt and played a crucial role in France's 4-3 victory over Argentina in the round of 16, scoring 2 goals and assisting in another. Mbappe's explosive speed and dynamic movements made the world take notice of the young PSG forward. Mbappe cemented his legacy with a goal against Peru and a stunning performance against Argentina in the 2018 World Cup. He helped France reach the final and scored the 4th goal against Croatia with a show of his finesse and power, becoming the first teenager to score in a World Cup final since Pelé in 1958. With 2 Ligue 1 titles and the World Cup win already under his belt, the Paris Saint-Germain forward began eyeing Champions League glory, all before turning legal drinking age in some countries. Kylian Mbappe's grounded nature is evident as he donated his World Cup earnings to a charity that teaches sports to sick and disabled kids, stating that it might not change his life, but it could change theirs. He also pays tribute to his younger brother Ethan through his trademark goal celebration, which Ethan would use after beating Kylian in the FIFA video games. Mbappe's admirable qualities, including his humility and generosity, only add to the anticipation of his future accomplishments. Future Ballon d'Or winner. Although Ronaldo and Messi have been the major recipients of individual awards in recent years, there is a growing belief that Mbappe will become a regular fixture in the upper echelons of world football for years to come. After coming up against Mbappe during international friendlies in 2018, Iceland star Johan Berg Godemundsson shared his thoughts on the matter. He is definitely special. He is the quickest player that I have ever seen play, and I have played against Ronaldo and Messi. It is unbelievable that he is so young, and what he has done in the last year. He has already done so many things. He is only going to get better. As long as his head is right and he stays humble, I think he will be the best player in the world. With a price tag of €180 million, 269 senior goals, including 36 for France, and 5 Ligue 1 champion titles, 3 French Cup titles, and a World Cup, Kylian Mbappe is a World Cup winner and has even graced the cover of Time magazine. For most players, such feats would be the culmination of their entire career. Yet, Mbappe's hunger and motivation suggest that he is only at the beginning of his journey. This gives him enough time to add the last 2 jewels in his crown, the Ballon d'Or and the UEFA Champions League. But will he achieve these at PSG? Or will he need to move to another club? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more football content.